Welcome to the BCMA Podcast Show, brought to you by Southern Sound Outfitters. Welcome to the BCMA Show. I'm your host, Jacob, and we have a great show today. We are welcomed by Mr. Wynn Williams. How's it going, Wynn?
Pretty good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir, and just wanted to say thank you for taking the time, man. I mean, I know I myself had a long 3-day weekend. How was your Memorial Day weekend?
It was great. We're actually moving into a new house in Fort Worth, so busy weekend for sure on our end.
That's awesome, man. So let's get into a little background of yourself, man. Where exactly are you originally from out of Texas?
I'm from a kind of a small town called Weatherford, Texas, which is just west of Fort Worth. Grew up there, graduated from high school at Weatherford High, and went to Weatherford College for a couple years and rodeoed there. And then I transferred to Texas A&M, rodeoed there for a semester, and then kind of really started playing music, a little bit more as a profession while I was at A&M. Started at a little venue down here called The Tap, and then eventually, as the years go by, played at Harry's, which is kind of our big dance hall. So it's kind of the evolution of being from a small town and then going to a little bit bigger town in college, and then, putting the band together in college and stuff like that. So now I'm back in Fort Worth, and, we're touring like crazy, and right now on radio tour with my buddy Drew Fish, who also has another single out called Devil You Know, and we just released our second single off the record called Yeah Buddy.
Yeah, man, Drew's a great guy. We've had him on the show before whenever we actually had him back last summer whenever he was about to hit number one with
and then his most recent number one was Better Place.
Yes.
We've been joking around on radio tours saying he's already got 2 number ones, so we gotta get me one before he can get another one.
There you go. Well, man, let's touch a little bit. You mentioned about rodeoing, man. You did a little bit of rodeoing. What was your choice as in rodeoing? Were you a bull rider, bronc rider, roper?
I was actually a bulldogger.
Wow.
Yeah. I chose to fall off on purpose, man. It was a lot of fun whenever I was doing it. Did it in high school and then obviously college, and then actually my second year of college while I was at Weatherford, I blew out my right knee. Had to take the year off, and then I rehabbed it and everything to get it healthy again, and then transferred to A&M and rodeoed there for a semester. But I broke the barrier at every single rodeo that fall semester, so I didn't win any money. So that's kind of the point where I was like, man, I can't afford to do this too much longer.
So, man, you're on that Cody Johnson path of old rodeo man that just said, man, I want to chase that rodeo dream, but I think I got more of this music in me.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Cody, you can definitely, understand like the relationship between rodeo and cowboy music, as you will. But Cody's a great guy, man. I've had, a wonderful opportunity to go out and sell his merch one weekend whenever I was off, and he's doing some really big things. So kudos to him for really kind of paving the way for a bunch of independent artists like us.
Oh, yeah, man. I definitely admire Kojo. I've been a big fan of his from day one, and to see the transgression that he's made in the past 2 years as far as just completely obliterating numbers as an independent artist, selling out Houston Rodeo and
right.
all these things, and finally getting up there to Nashville and being able to say, and I've had artists on record that I've interviewed in the past, Jacob Bryant being one, saying he has one of the best camps in the industry, but as an independent, and he definitely is paving the way for artists that are independent to say, hey, you can make it big time without signing that dotted line, and then when you get the choice to, it's your choice, and basically that's awesome to see.
Absolutely.
So, man, what were some of your musical influences growing up, rodeoing and being in between Weatherford and then eventually down there at College Station?
Man, whenever I was in high school, my ninth grade year, my voice hadn't dropped yet, so I was a tenor whenever I was a freshman in high school, and then sophomore year came around, and my voice got lower. And I kind of noticed a little bit that I could, sing those deeper songs like Josh Turner. And that's exactly what I did my sophomore year of high school. I did the talent show just because, and that's kind of whenever I got the first taste of, being on stage and getting to feel that energy and that rush. So Josh Turner was one of my bigger influences, kind of getting started in the music. And, of course, I grew up listening to, like, 90s country, Brooks and Dunn, and even, like, 70s and 80s country, like Dwight Yoakam and, Straight, stuff like that. So I feel like I grew up in, like, the golden age of country music, where we got to hear, some really, really cool pieces of work from those guys, Brooks and Dunn, George Strait, Alan Jackson, Keith Whitley, some of those guys that
Tracy Lawrence,
yeah, exactly, that kind of defined like what country music was, and that's my outlook on country music. There's obviously Don Williams and Jim Reeves and those old school guys, but country music to me is like what I grew up listening to, and that was in the 90s and a little bit of the early 2000s as well.
Well, I could definitely relate to that, man. I've myself was a 90s baby growing up listening to all those great, to me, like you mentioned, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that, man, because between the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, I think that was a time period of such great country music that a lot of people overlooked as, what we now look back on today. And
sure.
Just the artists that you mentioned, and you can go on and on and on and on. I can sit there and listen to 90s country playlist on and on and on and on.
Oh, yeah.
And that is, of course, no disrespect to the amazing greats in country music in the past, in the 70s and the 60s and even in the 50s and 40s. But, yeah, man, that's to me, that was our golden age of music because, like you said, we grew up on it. And it's awesome to see guys in the industry now, even when they're making it to big time, that are keeping that alive, such as Cody and Aaron Watson, and even Luke Combs out there, So,
yeah, he's killing it, man.
Oh,
good grief.
Luke's. I don't think he can not put out a number one. To be honest, I just don't know.
He's hot right now, dude.
I just don't know. But yeah, man, let's get back to yourself. You mentioned about the new single, "Yeah, Buddy." Y'all released that May 3rd, and that's a heck of a tune, man.
Well, I appreciate that. We're excited about it.
Yes, sir. And it's crawling slowly up the Texas regional radio charts. It's at number 90, but man, it's only been on a few weeks. We had it at number 31 on our chart, the BCMA chart. But we run off Spotify, so it's a little bit different than, obviously those radio spins. But, man, it's been climbing. And to be at 31, on our chart, for it being out not even a month, is pretty impressive.
Well, man, firstly, I want to say thanks for adding it to your playlist there and keeping track of the spins and stuff, because that's what it's about, man. It seems like today's digital age, you really got to be on all fronts. And Spotify is a huge player right now in all of us independent artists, music, and just getting it out there to the people. So thank you very much for adding it to the BCMA Spotify playlist.
Well, man, that's no problem. That's what we're all about here. We just love great country music and love supporting artists that are not in that mainstream, even though I do have some favorites up there in Nashville and mainstream, but it's that's the whole goal, man. And we have the song here. We're going to play it for the listeners, and I want to let you introduce it, brother.
Yeah, man, this is Yeah, Buddy. I wrote this with Roger Brown and my buddy Byron Hill. Both those guys are Nashville writers, and they've got cuts from Straight to Whitley to Kenny Chesney, man. I mean, you name an artist and they've probably written a song for him. So this is Yeah Buddy right here.
Never been much of a bragger. A lot of guys wish that they had her. They turn their heads when we walk by. Maybe it's the dress that she's wearing that's got them all talking and staring. The only thing I know is she's on mine. Yeah, buddy, I got a pretty little girl who loves me. I know it when I feel her touch me. How'd I ever get so lucky? Let me tell you how she's got a good hold of me. Well, she's right on the money. She's my little country honey. Man, I'm telling you, she's all of that and more. Never felt like this before, yeah, buddy. I'll admit I'm wrapped around her finger. I knew it from the first time I seen her, even though she's way out of my league. That girl's the picture of perfection, but I'm the object of her affection. I still find it so hard to believe. Yeah, buddy, I got a pretty little girl who loves me. I know it when I feel her touch me. How'd I ever get so lucky? Let me tell you how she's got a good hold of me. Well, she's right on the money. She's my little country honey. Man, I'm telling you, she's all of that and more. Never felt like this before, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy, I got a pretty little girl who loves me. I know it when I feel her touch me. How'd I ever get so lucky? Let me tell you how she's got a good hold of me. Well, she's right on the money. She's my little country honey. Man, I'm telling you, she's all of that and more. Never felt like this before, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
That was Yeah Buddy, the newest single out by Wynn Williams. He's with us today. So, man, before you plug that, you mentioned some great songwriters. I myself am a song lyric nerd. I love the songwriters because I feel like those are the guys that behind the scenes writing all these great songs that don't, people outside of the industry.
Credit, yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, man, you mentioned them guys. Tell us a little bit more about, your experience with them.
Well, it's been great. I've known Roger for a few years now, and he actually produced that single and the rest of my record as well. And we wrote a bunch of songs together off that album. And then Byron Hill has written songs. I mean, he wrote Full Hearted Memory for Straight, Nothing On But the Radio by Gary Allen, and Born Country by Alabama. And then Roger has like 5 Randy Travis cuts and a few George Strait cuts. And gosh, you could literally name probably any artist that you grew up listening to, and both those guys have at least written one song for them together.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. The songwriters, like I mentioned, but it's a great song. I think it fits you perfectly, man, with your voice and just the upbeat it can be. That upbeat song, man, and it
yes, sir.
Definitely classifies as that kind of back old school type 90s country.
You bet. That's exactly what we were going for. And I tell you what, when we get going on that song live, it's a lot of fun. We just put out a video where we recorded in College Station on our single release party, and that's on YouTube and of course Facebook and Instagram and stuff. So, man, I encourage if we ever get to come to Louisiana or any of the listeners out there are able to come to a show at some point, really get out and do so, because we like to have a lot of fun and we bring the energy and we just bring it, man.
That, sir, you do. And as you mentioned, if you come down to the Bayou State, but also we have, I know it's Bayou Country Music Association, but we're not just, how can I say it? We're not discriminating on anybody outside of this state. We got some great artists that are friends that are all over the country, between Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia. North Carolina's killing it right now. All the way up to Delaware, man. I mean, so anybody.
I think we've seen a big kind of emergence of, kind of our independent artists being able to get out and hit those, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, all the way up to, New York and Pennsylvania and all the way over to Washington nowadays. I mean, it's crazy how much, our music down here has just spread throughout the country and even the world. There's guys that are going into, going over to Europe and playing tours right now. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's a blessing too.
It certainly is, man. And I always admire the Texas country scene. And always because of the type of atmosphere the artists share, like a family, man. It's a competitive thing, but it's a family type. Everybody supports each other. You mentioned you're on a radio tour with Drew Fish. You guys have a different kind of culture of I guess, family type atmosphere with artists. And the fans, man, I mean, you literally could tour Texas your entire career and make your name in history, so it's so great. This I plug it a lot, but if you have not listened to Texas country, everybody thinks, Texas country, it's the George Strait, slow down cowboy. Yeah, they do have some great cowboy style country traditionalists such as Wynn and Cody and Randall and Josh Ward, but they also have a lot of different like you mentioned, different type of they got whatever you like. I mean, they have the Parker McCullums and the Co Wetzels and the those type of guys that kind of have their own style, and then they even got the rockin' rolling deal with the Flatland Cavalry and Reed Southall, and so
yes, sir.
It's really, no matter what you're looking for in a good music, you can go on down to Texas and find it.
That's exactly right, and we'd love to have you too.
And that's the truth, man. I lived in Texas for a few years for work, and nothing but inviting people that just love hard work, they love good music, and they love having a good time. I mean, it's just great people out there.
Yeah, buddy.
I like that. That's good. That's a good plug. Yeah, buddy. Well, man, let's talk about Yeah, Buddy. So, is this going to be a song on an upcoming album or EP?
Yes, sir. It'll be, this is the second single off that album, with the first one being Man, What a Woman.
Yeah.
And, both of the songs are two of my favorites off the album. There's a lot of songs on there to be excited about. We got 14 tracks on the new album. And I don't have a release date for it yet. We're still trying to figure out the development of how that's all going to come together. But, I can just say that anybody listening, if you're following along at all, there's probably going to be another single out sometime this summer or maybe the fall. And who knows, we may put out the record in the fall. We're still trying to figure that out. But, lots to be looking forward to, and of course you can follow along on social media as well.
Well, you mentioned Man, What a Woman, and we had that song also on our charts a few months back, man, and then you went ahead and release this banger, so we had to plug it in. But that's the potential of this album with those two songs, man, is sky high, and I believe that 100%.
Well, I really appreciate that compliment, man.
Now, man, I know you're doing a lot of touring on the road and playing. You know, you got some shows coming up. Obviously, if you want to look for any shows or anything like that, you go to WynnWilliamsMusic.com. Yeah, I know you got June 6th at the Rolling Sevens Ranch Event Center in Midland, down there in Old Midland, Texas.
Yes, sir.
And Stumbling Goat Club in Canadian, Texas. And so on, so on and so forth, man. But what's one of the upcoming shows you're looking most forward to?
Man, I think all the shows are fun, but you know, you always have those specific shows that you're really, really looking forward to. We've got a show with Randy Rogers and Will Green coming up. We're going to be playing on the outside stage with our friends Ray Johnston Band and Holly Tucker.
Wow, that's a lineup.
It's going to be a fun show because we're playing in the afternoon, and so we'll get to go hang out like with Randy and Will and those guys and just watch them do their thing on a big old stage in front of a lot of people. And it's being put on by Whataburger, so, you know, it's exciting.
I didn't find one statement in that little monologue that you just said that was bad. I mean, you got Randy Rogers, William Clark Green, Wynn Williams, Holly Tuck, which is been on the show before and very much love her stuff and her music. And then Whataburger. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time for sure.
Yeah, that definitely is going to be a good one. So if you're looking to venture out on vacation to Texas, you definitely want to look to get in at least 5 or 6 different shows with all these artists combined. I mean, I know you probably missed out on one of the 2 big ones with the Larry Joe Taylor Festival already gone, and then the Lone Star Jam that just happened this past weekend. But there's still some great shows with a lot of great artists coming up. So be sure and check that out. Definitely, like I mentioned, WynnWilliamsMusic.com. You'll have links to all his social medias and all of his music links and all of his shows, and even some great looking merchandise, man. I'm about to have to go get me one of them shirts, man. Cause that
you bet.
Definitely some great merch.
We're about to order some new stuff with, Yeah Buddy and Man What a Woman on it, so be on the lookout.
Well, there you go. And always, like I say, support independent artists, man. And, even in Texas, man, every one of them are just great independents and up and coming, and they can just blow your mind with their music. So if you're a listener of the show, you probably already know I mention Texas country a lot, but it's summertime, and that's whenever some great concerts and shows go down all over the country, but you definitely want to make your way down to Texas for one of those.
You betcha.
Well,
hopefully we get to come over to Louisiana at some point.
Oh yeah, man, we got some. I hate to downplay my own home state, but we got some great music and great local artists, and so yeah, definitely come on down. We hope to get Wynn down here at one of these venues soon, and get the Louisiana people to listen to some great country music, man, because we're all about that. Well, Wynn, we really thank you for taking some time. I know you're busy right now on radio tour, promoting the new single and the new album coming up. We really appreciate it, man.
Jacob, it was a pleasure, dude. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. And I want to make a special thank you to one of, we have a lot of people and organizations that help me do what I do here, and definitely want to give a shout out to Jennifer with Generate Promotions. She's been awesome in helping me get hooked up with all these great artists that she helps out, and she does great things for them. So kudos to her. Shout out to her.
Yeah, she's doing, this is our first single to promote with a promoter, and she's doing a fantastic job. It's like I don't even have to worry about anything. She just tells me where to be and where to go, and when to be there. And and it works out pretty dang good. So I'm real proud of her and looking forward to working with her more in the future.
Yes, sir. And again, thanks everyone for listening. Be sure to check out Wynn's new song. It's going to climb up, and I have a feeling that, yeah, Buddy has the potential to be up there in the top 10, if not number 1 in Texas radio over the summer. So if you haven't heard it, go get it on all music platforms, and just show some love to Wynn.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Well, man, we thank you. And everyone out there listening, hope you have a blessed day, blessed week, and we'll see you next time here on the BCMA Show podcast.